Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, March 23rd. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we will get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's a couple of things here to update. And we should be good. All right, perfect. All right, so market moved a little crazy pre-market. Obviously, if you guys are aware, I mentioned yesterday there's unemployment news that was released at 5:30. So I'll mark that up shortly. But it's definitely causing some good volatility in the market, so that once we once you actually get into market open, it'll hopefully continue moving. So all right, links being sent out right now. Oh. All right, perfect. It looks like we are good to go, guys, for the most part. We'll continue letting people into the room real quick, and then once majority of people are here, we will get started with our analysis for today. One second, just my phone out. Perfect. All right, so good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, March 23rd. It is 6:25 right now. Market's going to open in about 5 minutes. So I'll get a few more moments for people to make their way in. And I forgot what I was doing. I got one more thing to do. I just got to post this up on our social media. It's one last place to post it. All right, guys, cool. Looks like majority of you guys are here now so far. So posted up the link. Looks like we're good to go. Let's see who's here so far. Let's see. Morning, Martha. Morning, Karen. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Saren. Morning, Maria. Morning, Dee. Morning, everybody. Hey, Duncan. How's it going? Morning. Morning, Gallo. Morning, T. Morning, guys. Morning, Jacob. All right, guys. So as you guys know, there was news pre-market. I'll go ahead and pull up the news real quick. We'll mark it up on the calendar. So for today, there was unemployment news. Let me just refresh this. Unemployment news right here at 5:30, and then we have news at 7 and 7:30, and that's about it. So 5:30, 7, 7:30. Let me mark up news just so that we're aware. News price right there. More news at 7. And then more news at 7:30. Let me check my FX book, make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, we got news over here at 7, 7:30, 8 o'clock. There's actually a lot more news, 8 o'clock and 8:30. There we go. Anything at 9? No. All right. Looks like we are good to go. Hey, Des, how's it going? Morning. All right, guys, market is opening in about 2 minutes. We have a higher high right here. So price comes back below, possibility of it coming back down, but give it a few moments until we confirm that. Hey, Christian, how's it going? Morning. Morning, Zachary. Morning, guys. Morning, Dan. All right, guys. So market is opening shortly in about 2 minutes. We currently have a higher high right here. So if price comes back below, will be possible entry for a sell. But, obviously you want to be a bit careful with market open with price moving a little crazy. So I'll put the requirements right here for the strategy. High-low momentum scalp. So waiting for this to play out. Market is opening in about 50 seconds, guys. One thing that I noticed yesterday, guys, and I'm starting to apply myself, I started to apply this on Forex during after hours. Well, not after hours, but just I saw right here for like UJ. I saw that it works very well for UJ on the 1 hour. You can do it 2 to 1. So I took this trade last night, woke up, went in for 2 to 1. Stop loss at the low of the lower low or higher high. And I just went for a 2 to 1. There's another one that's currently going to be running right here. My cap for TP stop loss is about 50 pips. So I'll keep testing this. It's a nice strategy to just set and forget. So like, for example, here, I'd probably go for like 98 pips or something like that. I'm not going to enter this one, but I took this one myself last night with like a 3% risk, made about like 600 on it. So that's not bad. It's an overnight trade I let run. And I'll keep testing that. The same criteria that we use for these scalping strategies, a lot of them work on higher time frames. You just have to adjust the TP stop loss or go for a bigger type move on a higher time frame. But all right, so market is now open, guys. Here is US30. Price is pushing up right here on open. Let me mark up opening price. Zachary said I don't have a big enough account to take that risk right now, keeping margins low. Yeah, no, for my Forex trades, guys, I don't trade on my funded accounts. I only scalp on my funded accounts. For my Forex trades, I use my Forex.com account. So it's my personal account where I can let the trade run. I wouldn't recommend trading or intermingling trades like that for your funded accounts because it'll eat up a lot of your margin, like you mentioned, Zachary. Or Zachariah, sorry, bro. I thought your name was Zachary. I read your entire name. Zachariah. All right, so price is pushing up super heavy right here, guys. You guys want to be careful with making any type of entry. This bullish push right here is a continuation of the movement from unemployment news right here at 5:30. So the unemployment news came out right here at 5:30. Price pushed up, came back down, and then right here on open, price shot all the way back up. So I wouldn't bother messing with this right here. I wait for the correction to come back down or continuation back up. So let's see, the news from this morning was, let me check Forex Factory. It was positive, but it wasn't really that positive, guys. So like if you look over here, unemployment claims were 192,000 last month. This month they were 191,000. So they're not really much of a big difference. It's just they were anticipating it to be a lot worse, but it was actually less. I don't think this is very accurate though, in my opinion, because this doesn't really take into consideration, like it takes like the entire whole as a consideration, not necessarily like certain types of jobs, right? Because I know a lot of people in the tech industry got laid off. It's different. Those people are getting paid a lot more versus just like regular low wage jobs. So I mean, it's not necessarily good. It's not a big thing where you're down by like 100K and unemployment claims that it's going to be a good thing. But this push up right here, let me check CNBC to see what the push up was about. There's probably something else that block stock plunges after short seller Heidenberg says Jack Dorsey's company facilitates fraud. All right, that obviously didn't push price up. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen rains on Jay Powell's parade. All right, so this right here is it's a pro news, so I don't have access to that. Ukraine signals counterattack is coming. Oh, so the Trump grand jury updates are going on today. I'm not sure if anyone's following this. I don't know if anything was released, but there's a couple things going on behind the scenes. Wouldn't really affect us anyways, because we're not looking to take trades up here. So, I mean, either way, we're just gonna have to wait. It's a waiting game until price starts to stabilize back in between the pivots. So I'm not sure exactly what pushed price up all crazy like that, but we'll just see if price corrects back down or if it continues pushing up. I was just looking for hints around here in CNBC if there's any update. Aside from this here, so there's some CNBC update right here. It mentions Dow rises 200 points as investors bet Fed rate hikes will soon end. Okay, so that's why it went up, because it said as investors bet Fed rates will soon end. I don't see that happening. They just raised the hype. I mean, they just increased it yesterday, so I'm not really expecting it to end just yet. I mean, it's been going up for like the past, I don't know how many months, but it's been going up for a while now. See the Fed's decision and subsequent comments by Jerome Powell at the conclusion of policymakers' two-day meeting on Wednesday. Two-day meeting. So I'm not sure if the meeting is still going on today or if it ended yesterday. See if the Fed's speaking today. There's no Fed meetings today. Oh, gotcha. See, Lucas said, if you don't have access to an article, try opening it in a private incognito window. Nice little workaround for most articles that prevent limits. Nice. I never thought about that. Thanks, Lucas. Let me see. No, it doesn't work. Yeah, no, I think for this one, you have to actually log into it. But no, thanks for the heads up, Lucas. I'm gonna try that for like those New York Times articles, you know, those ones where they make you sign up. Those are annoying because it's like always the best articles and you have to pay for like New York Times or something like that. See, Christian said maybe Biden said that everything is all right. Yeah. I mean, possibly. Well, I think this push up right here is based off the Fed meetings. That's basically what the news that came out right now. Just recently, it says Dow rises 200 points as investors bet Fed rate hikes will soon end. I don't think they're going to end personally. I think that's just manipulation. Obviously, they're putting this here, so price will go up. They'll lure in all the buyers, and then as soon as enough buyers in the market, they're going to dump price all the way back down. So, you know, the crazy thing is that like what I'm looking at right here, or what I just explained, is exactly what a lot of big traders in the trading space do as well, like the legitimate traders that are well known. I started reading this new book called Unknown Market Wizards, and that's exactly what they do. They do exactly what I do. They trade opposite of everybody else. So right here, price is coming down a lot heavier. This could actually be an entry. I don't think it'll drop below the blue line though. I mean, we'll see. Blue pivot. It's got to come down pretty far, like right here, in order for it to come down. So we have a higher high right here. We have a pending sell signal. Now we need the sell signal to close below the blue pivot right there. Yeah, Kip said could just be finding the imbalance from yesterday's drop. Watch for further push up to get liquidity, then dump for the day. Yeah, I can see that too, Kip. And I just see it as straight up manipulation too, because, you know, CNBC obviously just reported that it was up 200 points. I'm expecting it to come right back down. It's just a, you know, obviously a matter of time until it will. Yeah, Maria mentioned there's a V1 right here. There's a V1 on both sides, so it's a little, you know, I'd consider it to be a bit risky because there's a V1 right there, double body. There's another V1 right here, double body as well. If it closes, double body on both sides. right? So there's no entry yet, guys. We still need that sell signal to close below the pivots over here. We have a higher low right here though, so this might invalidate it. However, if price pushes down below, so say for example, price pushes down below, establishes a new low, this right here will disappear and it'll create a new one down below it. So there's still a possibility of this playing out, but at the moment, there's nothing for us to, to take right now. So we just got to be a little patient with entry here. All right. Jacob said I might just sit on my hands today. I know. It's well, we'll see. I mean, if the market's volatile, better. I'd rather have it volatile than having it just sit there, right? If it's going sideways like yesterday, then yeah, definitely not the best decision to take entries. But if it is bouncing up and down, then obviously a lot better. Yeah, Kip said be patient, guys. Don't get sucked into this 50-point range. Yeah, it's not worth it, especially right here where price is going back and forth. D said, all good, Jacob. Those hands are made of platinum after yesterday. I know, right? Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw Jacob's profits. Jacob had a killer day yesterday. So what did Jacob have? It was funny because I was at the gym and Jacob was like, hey, bro, I made like 600 times my return on investment because Jacob just signed up to our group over the weekend. He finally got the indicators. He made 32,802 yesterday. So he pretty much covered his subscription to like the indicators for like the rest of his life, basically. He actually made more. That wasn't even it. It was he made a lot more actually. In the other chat, let's see. Yeah, so Jacob over here posted his total profits for the day, 37,465. He traded during FOMC. But I mean, before he even traded that, he was making a lot prior to that. So like before we went off the live session, he was already up like I think 8,000. And then he just kept going as the day continued on. So yeah, Jacob's a clear example of like, if you know what you're doing with the indicators, you can make a lot of money trading because there's so many different patterns that you can identify using the indicators. Given that Jacob's a little more experienced than most trading, he used his own analysis and strategies and incorporated indicators to his entries, and he was able to lock in like a massive amount of profit in just one day. So great work, Jacob. Nice work right here. Kenny just posted his profits from this morning. He took that buy to the upside, total profit of 3,270 for the day. Great work, Kenny. So solid work right there. And the thing with Jacob is that he's on the same plan as me. So like what Jacob's doing is he's trying to stack up as much funding accounts as possible. So, Jacob has like a list of funding companies that he's looking to do. I'll probably do them with him as well. I'm only using FTMO and MFF right now, but I'll probably jump on to a couple of the other ones that he's using. See. Yeah. No, thanks, Jacob. Yeah, Jacob has a list of different prop firms that he plans on using. A couple on there I'm familiar with. Not all of them, but we'll let Jacob be the test subject because he trades it with his other accounts, but it's different for scalping. So we'll have to see if it's compatible with our trading style because we need good execution times and good spreads. Yeah, exactly. Jacob said he's not totally new. So Jacob's actually been here for a while. He actually reached out to me like last year, I believe. Yeah. And then he was busy with his own businesses and stuff. And then finally took the leap this past weekend and, had an amazing day. So definitely great work right there, Jacob. See a question from Duncan's asking, Sean, how does your indicators work with gold scalp trading. Are you referring to the indicators or the strategy? Because those are like two different things. The indicators work on everything. So it doesn't matter whether it's gold, Forex. I mean, I just showed you guys Forex right here. I took this trade last night for a 2-to-1. Same strategy on Forex here on the 1 hour. It works perfectly fine. You could even go for a bigger risk reward here for Forex because it's more of a ranging asset. So there's another entry that was up here, higher high. But I use different criteria here for this. I use basically I'm looking for a V1 variation with a higher high. So there's double body rejection there off the higher high. And I would have taken this for a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 or a 1-to-2 or a 1-to-3. I took this one for a 1-to-2 last night. So yeah, if you're talking about gold, I mean, are you talking about the strategy or are you talking about the indicators? Because the indicators work on anything. They're all based off momentum. Well, I mean, depending on which one you're talking about. There's there's an indicator for momentum. There's an indicator for trend. The pivots are used for trend. High lows are meant to identify tops and bottoms, of course. So, I mean, they work on gold. The strategy wise, let me see. I haven't really tested it too much, but it does work. I mean, we looked at it. So, what I recommend is if you haven't looked at the mentoring session from Tuesday, Duncan, check out the mentoring session because we went over gold in general over there. So if you haven't, go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/KodiKaiTrades, go to live here and click on this one right here, the mentoring session for March 20. It was a 2-hour mentoring session. I went over the strategy off different assets. It worked really well on gold, actually. I haven't done a real back test, like a full back test on it, so I can't tell you exactly how good is it, but from our testing, it works well. Like for example, there's one entry right here, higher high, sell signal right there. This could have been taken for a huge move right there, right? Again, right here, lower low, there's no entry right there, but there's probably an entry for Vince's strategy. Another one right here, higher high, sell signal. Probably would have went for 100, 300. This would have been a full TP as well. Right there. So it looks like it works well on gold. I mean, I can't say for sure because I haven't done the actual testing, but I mean, it looks the same. As long as the asset is moving, because this is a momentum-based strategy, as long as the asset is volatile, it should work fine. It just depends on like which time you should be trading it, right? So for this one over here for US30 YM, I've done the actual testing. So I added the data from yesterday, guys. The data from yesterday. So basically all the trades from March 1st up until today, March 23rd, trades from 6:30 to 9, it was 60 wins, 4 losses, total win rate or win-loss ratio of 93.8% win rate, total profit of 4,500. So this is my strategy, and then this is Vince's application of it. Total wins of 59 wins and 4 losses. Win-loss ratio is 93.7% win rate with about the same amount of profits. So it kind of balances out. All right, so there's no entries here yet, and there was a high-low scalp that you guys identified. Yeah, no problem, Duncan. If you have the indicators, you can test them out, or you can just ask people in the group because I recommend people go and actually back test this strategy because you guys are going to be amazed at the results that you guys find because it's such an accurate strategy. But yeah, just a little different changes for gold. You probably want to change trade during a certain time period only. Like for myself, 6:30 to 9, I think is a sweet spot for US assets. And then you can test them out, but it does look like it works out well. Let's see. B's asking, can you explain why you took that as a 1-to-2? Oh, for gold, for UJ. So the reason I took this trade last night was because I identified a top and bottom. So like, I basically just applied a V1 variation. There's a double bottom right here. There's a V1 variation right there, and then it was on a lower low. So I identified this basically as a bottom. I saw the lower low right here, double bottom, and I took that for a 2-to-1. So the reason why I took it for 2-to-1 is because I did testing. So I pretty much just sat on my computer all day yesterday, and I tested it back. I mean, there's a lot of entries here that came up. Like again, right here, there's a lower low with a V1 variation. So same with this one right here. I take the same entry. Stop loss would be right there. And I do this for a 2-to-1 basically. And that would have been another full TP. So, I mean, you guys just have to go back and test it. There's no specific strategy for it. I'm just using a V1 off the high lows or the higher highs and the lower lows. So if you look at the V1 variation, but it's off a higher high or lower low, like again, right here, there's a lower low, V1 variation. Same thing, 2-to-1, full TP. I just started to see this pattern. It's like a set and forget type strategy. But you got to make sure that it's, you identify with a lower low or a higher high. So I'm going to keep testing it. There's another one that's coming up right here. Hasn't closed yet. It has about 11 minutes left on it, but I think I'm just going to stick to that for UJ. I like UJ though, because UJ is like one of the assets that actually moves pretty smooth. I'll probably only apply it on there. I tried it yesterday as well on like USD CHF, didn't play out properly. So I'm just going to stick to UJ for those types of entries. It's just a V1 variation off a higher high or a lower low. Allison is asking, can you evaluate 9:06 a.m. today? 9:06. I think you're 3 hours ahead, right, Allison? Or I'm assuming you're 3 hours ahead because 6:06, but I don't see anything here at 6:06 either. There's a lower low, but this buy signal doesn't break and close past it, so I don't think there's any entry there. If that's the one that you're referring to. Is this the one you're referring to, Allison? Yeah, so right here at 6:06, I guess you're identifying this lower low. You'd have to have this bullish momentum signal break and close past the pivot. So like it's not breaking, closing past pivots 2 and 3 here. It's breaking past pivot 1, but not pivot 2. So there would be no entry here. It has to break past both of these. Either both of them, the green and the blue, or just the blue. So it didn't break past either of them right there, just one of them. So the criteria there wasn't met for that one specifically. Yeah, no. However, there'd be an entry here for Vincent's application. So for me, there's no entry here off my strategy because this candle didn't break and close past it. But for Vincent's, price broke and closed past this pivot 3 right there. So this would actually be an entry for Vincent's strategy. And obviously you can see right there, full TP. But also I wouldn't take this trade because it's before 6:30. So for me personally, I wouldn't have taken it. I'm only taking these trades between 6:30 and 9 because that's what our testing yields. So we have our testing here. It's still a pretty high win rate between 6:30 and 12, but I haven't tested it pre-market. So I wouldn't have taken any of those trades. Anything after 6 is fine, but after 6:30 is fine, but anything before that is untested. Yeah, Jacob said we need some momentum. I just want to write it down. Yeah, exactly. There's no momentum there yet. Yeah, B said just might just work good on the JPY pairs. Could be good on GJ too. Yeah, no, possibly B. I haven't tested on GJ, but I wouldn't be surprised if it worked. So not even any momentum B. So I have the momentum indicator on here, but you don't really even need the momentum indicator. I actually took it without momentum. The momentum is good if there's a pending one because that can be the momentum that you need to push to your TP. So this right here, it's like you're basically looking for a pending momentum, I guess. Because like even for this one here, there's a lower low, V1 variation, and then the buy signal, as soon as it came up, started pushing price higher. Same with this one right here, V1 variation, higher high. The sell signal pushed price lower to full TP, and same with this one down here. So yeah, I'll keep testing out myself, but back to US30 or YM, there's nothing for us to take right now. So we got a higher high right here. We're basically just waiting for the sell signal to break and close below the pivots right here in order for us to have some sort of entry. But at the moment, we don't have anything right now. All right, guys, just a matter of time till we so we have price swinging around. So let me go over here real quick. I'm gonna check the sentiment. Let's see where everybody's trading right now. All right, so 55% long. Looks like majority of traders are currently buying right now. Not a huge majority, but 55%. So see if this swings back below. We have the higher high right here. If we have a sell momentum signal breaking close below the pivots, the pivots 1 and 2, possible entry for a sell, but we just don't have that yet. Deshaun said, I'm not a US resident. It's because IG is not, I think IG moved out of the US, or they're not taking any more US clients, this broker, because it's provided by IG. So US clients can't connect to, or they can't open an account with them anymore. They opened an account with the US like in the past, but I mean, I don't know, it's weird. I know for a long time, people were waiting for IG to open up, a US headquarters to allow US clients. I guess something happened and they're just no longer accepting US clients. Let's see, Kevin said, I think the price is going to continue pushing up for a while and retrace that big drop from yesterday. Yeah, I could see that too. So I'm not really stuck in any position here. I'm kind of just following it as price continues to, obviously move along. There's no direction right now. Obviously, price is just going sideways. I'll go over here to the clean chart. Let me mark up opening price. So opening price is right there. I'm going to mark up 630. 8 and 9. So, I mean, price is pretty bullish, but we'll see how far it pushes up. I can see the correction though, because the price obviously needs to correct at some point. Now, this thing can't just keep dropping forever unless like there's a reason for it to. Yeah, thanks, AR. So AR mentioned new home sales in 4 minutes. Good to know. Yeah, I have it marked up right here at 7 o'clock. So got news coming up shortly. I mean, either way, it looks like there's no room for entry anyways. So we have a higher high right here, but there's a bunch of high lows and lower highs in between. So there's no more opportunity for entry here. Just got to wait. Got to wait for it to play through. Some profits over here from Patricia. So Patricia locked in a total profit of 2,800 for the day. Nice work, Patricia. She took some buys along the way up. Looks like a lot of you guys here actually took buys as you guys caught these continuations to the upside. So nice work, guys. If you guys made some profit off that push up, I wouldn't recommend holding on to anything now, though. It's a bit risky. I'm just hoping for some more movement here. So I want some actual movement in the market. That's all I need. I need some movement. And then once we have that movement, then great, we can start looking for some possible entries. But yeah, Jacob said he likes the wicks on the upside. Yeah, me too, Jacob, right here. It's establishing a resistance, right? Yeah, basically establish resistance right there. And could be making its way down or continuing its way back up. So we'll see where this ends up going. We have a lower low right here. So we'll see if this corrects back up. Lower low, and then a possible buy signal back up. But we'll we'll see where this ends up going. Jacob said I went in for a sell but clicked buy. He's out. He got out break even. And good thing you got out from break even, Jacob. I think this is like a tricky area to trade because, like you mentioned, there could be a possible reversal here with the resistance being established. However, this can also set up for a buy entry because there's a lower low right here. And if the next candle is like a bullish momentum signal, this can easily push up, a certain amount to reach 100 pips at the very least. But news is coming up right here, so I'm probably going to sit out for a little bit. Last thing you want to do is get caught in a spike. Nice. Yeah, Jacob said slippage gave him $300, made $300 on a brain fart. Yeah, no, that's why I like using the quick trade manager because the buttons are so big. So it's kind of hard to enter the wrong position unless like you really, really misclick. So yeah, for me personally, that's why I like the quick trade manager. It's a big red button, a big green button. So you gotta be on either side to enter on those sides. All right, so the next thing that we're looking for here, guys, is a buy signal. So price still has not broken and closed past the pivots yet. It's touching it, but it hasn't actually closed past any of them. There might be a new lower low here, but hasn't happened yet. So if price pushes up and provides a buy signal, it's technically set up for the high level momentum scalp. Let's see. Oh yeah, so this is what Jacob uses. He uses the same thing basically. This is a pretty cool tool though. Is this on MC4, Jacob? Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool tool. Oh, nice. Is it a free tool or is it a paid one? This one's actually cool because you could calculate the risk. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, so Jacob has this tool here. It's like a DOM tool, or it's the same thing that we use, except the difference here is that he has you can set the risk to reward. That's like one of the cool things. But other than that, it does the same thing. Oh, nice. Did you send that loom to me? I don't know if I just missed the loom that you sent. I'll try to check it out. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'll probably check it out. It looks like a cool tool. Yeah, it takes out the the guesswork, of course. Yeah, if you want to send that in, that'll be cool. So Jacob has a tool that he uses. It's useful if you're trying to calculate, your risk to reward, because you don't have to like actually do the math. I just like the quick trade manager because I'm already used to it, but that tool looks cool too. I like how it has a button to move to break even as well. All right, we got some more profits over here from Natasha. Let's see what we got. Natasha over here, total profit of 196 for the day. Great work, Natasha. All wins for the day. Here's Kenny. Let's see, Kenny just posted something real quick. He said, "Gotcha. Okay, so the news was positive for the new home sales." Clean that up a little bit. All right, so we're still waiting for something here to provide entry, but there's nothing for us to take right now, guys. It's just a matter of patience, matter of time. It's got to be patient for this to provide us any sort of entry. Buy signal right there, but price already broke and closed past the pivot, so there's no entry right here for this. There's a buy signal right there. Thanks, Kenny, for the little screenshot right there of the news. Yeah, news over here was actually it was negative. That's weird. The news that Kenny sent me was positive, but over here was negative. Let me check my FX book. Yeah, that's weird. Where did you get the Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah, this is where it is. You got it from my FX book. The numbers were different. I guess okay, so they measured it differently. So for my FX book, they measured it by percentage points. So I guess that's why the numbers are a little different. For last month, it was 1.8%. They're forecasting it to be super negative, negative 4.5, but it's still negative. So it's not technically it's a better than expected result, but it's still negative because new home sales last month was 1.8%. This month it's 1.1. So it's still not good. Yeah. So technically it's not good news, but it's better than expected. I mean, either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect us. I don't really follow. Sorry, guys. I just had a bad cough right now for some reason. This came up. All right, so there's no entries for us to take right now. Still waiting for an entry to appear. We currently have a higher high right here. So if we get a sell signal that comes up and comes below the pivots, then great. That's going to meet our criteria for a sell. But we just don't have anything here yet. That's kind of what I'm banking on right here. I'm banking for price to make a shift back to the downside, which obviously we don't have yet. All right, we have a higher high right here. We can't have the momentum signal in the same candle though. So we got the higher high. I'm hoping price does not break and close past the pivots too. So that if the following signal comes up, it could be a possible entry for us, but this candle cannot break and close past the, all right, perfect. So if this candle here closes with a sell signal and it closes below the pivots right here, pivots 1 and 2, then this will be an entry for a high low momentum scalp. Looking at step 1 right here, we identified a higher high. Step 2, identify valid momentum signal. There's a pending one right here off this candle. 3, you want to confirm price breaks and close past pivots 1 and 2. Pivots 1 and 2 are right here. So if we get that sell signal and breaks and close below these 2 pivots, this is going to be an entry for a sell. So we got 30 seconds left on this candle. It's still a lot of time. If you guys are looking to take this, make sure that you actually wait for the candle to close. Don't jump in too early because a candle can easily disappear within the last 5 seconds. So just make sure that you're waiting for this here to confirm. We got 10 seconds left. Does not look like it's going to close. No. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. No entry. All right, another possible opportunity here if this ends up coming back down. 50 seconds left. Christian said he's playing with us. Exactly. Maria's asking the high-low indicator shows after momentum is not in order. This doesn't matter. Sorry, let me read your question again, Maria. Maria's asking the high-low indicator shows after momentum is not in the order. Sorry, Maria, I'm not getting your question. So there can't be a high-low in between it. So right here we have a higher high, and we're looking for the momentum after, right? It's a straight shot. So you have this stuff goes in order. So first you identify the higher high. Second, you identify momentum signal. Sorry, does that answer your question, Maria? I just want to make sure because I don't get. Okay, yeah. So it's right here, part of the notes right here, Maria. It says no high lows between higher high and lower low. So it's got to be a higher high, then a sell momentum, or a lower low and a buy momentum, right? You can't have anything in between it. So it's got to be a straight push. So higher high, sell momentum. There can't be a higher high than a lower high, and then a a sell momentum. There just can't be anything in between. Okay, so possible entry right here, guys, if the candle closes, has about 20 seconds left on it. It's got a break and close below these two pivots right here, pivots 1 and 2. So this is what we're waiting for right here. You got to actually wait for it to close though. You can't enter early because at the last couple of seconds like this right here, it can just disappear. So you got to wait for it to actually close. And it's got to close below the pivots. No entry. All right, so man, I don't like the way the market's moving here because it's now just going sideways. It's kind of similar to how it was moving yesterday. That's why you got to be very patient about waiting for this candle here to close. Here goes for another attempt. There's a pending sell signal here, higher high, pending sell signal. If this breaks and closes below the pivots, then it's going to be criteria for entry. Yeah, Kip said it keeps slamming into the sessions. Gotcha. Yeah, it's right at the sessions right there. So if it breaks and closes below there, possible entry, 20 seconds left on this candle. But you got to actually wait for it to close, guys. So just, I can't emphasize that enough. You guys have to wait and be patient for it to close. If it doesn't close, there's no entry. So 10 seconds left on this candle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, no entry. Here we go again. One more try. We got a minute left on this candle. See if it breaks and closes past the pivot. But again, you got to wait for the candle to actually close. Dan said this is playing with us. Yeah, exactly. It is. All right, again, here, another possibility. No, we got 30 seconds left. So we still have some time, guys. Glenn said his hands are getting sweaty. Yeah, just gotta be patient, guys. I'm not really, if I miss this trade, then whatever, not a big deal. But yeah, the market's not really moving too smoothly. It's kind of going back and forth a lot. Let's see, Kevin said the higher time frames are turning bullish. All right, so there's still no entry there, guys. We're looking for that sell signal. The only problem here is that price is like going sideways. So when you get a sideways movement like this means price is preparing for a breakout. So once price starts to squeeze, and never mind, the squeeze is done. The squeeze just broke out of the squeeze right there. So price was squeezing right here down the middle, and then it just broke out to the upside. Yeah, it wasn't anything too crazy, but yeah, price was squeezing. There, blasted right through. And now we just got to wait again for another setup. CJ said this market is trying to April Fool's us a week early. I know, right? So good thing that you guys were patient because obviously there was no sell signal that came up. There's no entry that was possible. And, so be it, right? So no entry for us to take, no wins, no losses yet. We're just waiting for that setup here. We have another higher high over here setting up. If this sets up and price comes back down, this will give us another opportunity for a possible entry. But it's just a waiting game, guys. Like this, if you look at the results, so you guys see my back test from yesterday. There's actually no losses yesterday. There's 3 back-to-back wins. We missed a couple of these because we incorporated news, but we did take one of them. I think we took this one, the 736 entry for a full TP. There were 2 entries before that, but there was news around that time, so we didn't take those trades. But the win rate for this is pretty insane between 630 and 9. 60 wins, 4 losses, 93.8% win rate, with a total profit of 4,500 pips for the month of March. So if you make that much, if you made that much trading this, that's pretty incredible, right? 60 wins and 4 losses. It's a crazy win rate. And this just rinse and repeat of the same process each day. Disregarded the news, disregarded pretty much everything, and just took the entries as it came up. It's like basically like pure price action, but based off momentum. So pretty solid. Yeah, Patricia said, never take if after higher high or lower low. It's more than 5 candles, your odds go down. Yeah, exactly, Patricia. So like you want it to happen like right away, right? You don't want it to be like too You don't want it to be too spaced out. So another possible entry right here, there's a higher high. If we get a sell signal that comes up and price breaks and closes below the pivots, possible entry at that point. Satyam over here said he took 3 high-low breaks. Nice work, Satyam. So solid profit right there by you. I'm not sure how much you locked in, but I'm pretty sure you did pretty good if that's 3 back-to-back trades. Natasha said, thank you. I was trying to find a good way to ask that question. Yeah, no, and Patricia's right. Typically after 5 candles, there's going to be another high-low anyways that comes up. So it's going to invalidate the trade regardless. But I agree with Patricia, like it has to be a straight shot, right? Like a higher high, then sell signal, then entry. But if it keeps pushing along and there's like 5 or 10 candles that go by, typically it's going to be a bad entry. But usually by that point, there's going to be a new higher high or higher low in between. So it's going to invalidate the entry anyways. All right, we got the higher high right here waiting. We're looking for that sell signal. We don't have it yet. I'm going to keep my eye on this because I tend to miss these trades whenever I take my eyes off the chart. So I'm just going to leave this chart open right here. I'm just going to wait for that sell signal. You know what I should do? I should turn on my alerts. That helps. So now if we get a sell signal here, I'm going to be alerted and I'll know. Let's see some profits here from Kevin. Kevin's up currently a total of 34,820. Insane. Pretty crazy profits right there from Kevin, all wins. So he's catching those pushes to the upside. Nice work, Kevin. All right. So I'm waiting for the sell signal here to come up. Once the sell signal comes up, possible entry. But we are on our 3rd candle right now. So, you know, like what Patricia said, anything past 5 candles is a bit more risky. It's only 7:14, guys. So we got a lot of time. I'll try to stay on until 9 today, or maybe we'll see. We'll just see how the market moves by then. I don't think there's any more news, but there's news in between. That's why. So this is where it makes it a little difficult because we have news at 7:30, 8, and 8:30. So pretty much every 30 minutes, there's news that that's coming up, but it's all good. I'll see. Because I was looking over here at the results. I mean, there's maybe like one more trade that comes up after 8. Doesn't happen all the time. Like yesterday, there was no trade, so it was fine that we didn't stay till 9 yesterday. Yesterday there was or the day before that there was 1 trade. Day before that 1 trade. Yeah. So like typically because from 8 to 9, the market starts to consolidate a bit. So like there's usually no entries around those times anyways, but sometimes there are entries, at least 1 or 2. All right, price is pushing up higher. So as price pushes up higher where it's currently at, there's still a higher high right there. So we're just looking for this to come right back down, break and close below the pivots and provide us entry. Yeah, we don't have anything yet. Oh, I didn't even get to check my UJ position. I think this is past the threshold. Yeah, it's past the threshold. So for these UJ positions that I'm taking, guys, if it's past 500 pips or 50 pips, actually, I don't take it. It's too far out. So no entry for that UJ for me. There's actually a buy entry running right here too. So I've noticed that it works on the 4-hour. So there's no entry right here, but there's currently a buy entry that's currently running right here on the 4-hour. For the 4-hour, I typically do like a 1-to-1. This one I might set up for a buy entry as well. Double body right there. I think this would make more sense. I'll come back to it. This candle is going to close in about an hour, so I got a lot of time, or 42 minutes actually to be exact. All right, we have the higher high right here. Another thing, so there's another good confluence right here. This is a V1 variation. We have a higher high plus a V1 variation double wick rejection. If we get a sell signal here that breaks and closes below the pivots right here, possible entry for a sell. So pretty good confluence right there. V1 variation, double wick rejection, higher high right here. Possible sell signal to provide us entry. Yeah, let's see. Dijon said there were some entries in the last 3 hours of NYSE yesterday because volatility was super high. Yeah, based off the Fed news. Yeah, the volatility is pretty crazy towards the end. So the only loss that I documented yesterday on here was because FOMC. It happened like right at 11. It just ended up spiking at that time. See, Kenny sent me a link. TikTok CEO testifies on Capitol Hill. Good to know. Thanks, Kenny, for the link there. Yeah, Dijon said he watched it go to negative 370. Like I said yesterday, and it was a decent entry. He could have took it and held on for the dump too. Yeah, no, the volatility was pretty insane yesterday because they were releasing the data or the information about the new rate hikes, which we anticipated. So it just kind of confirmed everyone's suspicion. And price took a pretty big slump. All right, so we're looking for that sell signal still, guys. This is about 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the fourth candle in. So we're looking for that sell signal to break and close past the pivots right here. We don't have a pending signal yet, but possibility. All right, so we got a high low in between. This high low is fine if the next momentum signal closes lower. So the thing that you guys got to remember is that just because there's a pending high low right here, this doesn't mean that it's established yet. Typically, about like 4 or 5 candles need to pass in order for it to be established. It can still repaint. So we do have a higher low right here, but if we get a sell signal and it breaks past it and closes below here, then it can still be valid. We just got to make sure the candle doesn't close below. Okay, so we got a sell signal here, but it didn't close below the blue line, which is a pivot 2. So unfortunately, no entry there. That would have been a good entry too, it looks like. Unfortunate. It's all good. Yeah, it looks like it's going to hit CP2. If only it was down a little bit lower. Yeah, damn it. It's all good, guys. There's no entry there. I just wanted to show you guys that was what we were looking for. If this candle here broke and closed below that blue pivot, that would have been our entry, and it would have went straight through our TP with no drawdown. But it's all good. Just got to wait for the next one. This market's playing with us today. It's all right. Just got to stick to the game plan. There's no room for mistakes. So here we are back in the waiting game. All right, let's see if there's anything new here. No new news. So guys, just another heads up. If you guys are brand new here and you guys are not familiar with the strategies that we're applying, but you guys do want to learn the strategies, what you guys can do is you guys can go to our website, go to kodikaitrades.com. Again, that's kodikaitrades.com. Click on unlock your free access and you'll get access to all the strategy videos. So basically, if you sign up for the free intro course, you'll have access to all the videos here. So if you want to learn any of the other strategies that any of the members are applying. So one of the strategies that Christian and a couple of the other guys were talking about, the high-low scalp, that's when price breaks and close past a high-low, right? So for example, right here, price broke and closed past the high-low. I think it was this one over here. It was one of these. Price broke and closed past the high-low. I think it was this one earlier this morning. There's a higher high, price broke and closed past it. That would have been the entry for a buy right there, right? So super simple strategy to apply. I mean, there was other entries here as well. I think this one over here too. Another full TP right there. If you want to learn that strategy, the high-low scalp, it's not the same strategy that we're looking at right here, but it's an older strategy that I introduced to you guys about like 5 years ago. Very good strategy, depending if like, the trend is heavy or not. But if you want to learn that, just, sign up for the free intro course, scroll down to the scalp strategies. It's one of the modules down below. Right here's the scalp strategies. It's going to be the first strategy, 1 minute high-low scalp. And that's where you guys can learn it. Also, if you guys want to learn this specific strategy, there's no official video for this strategy yet because we're still technically in the testing phase. I mean, the strategy is pretty much done, but we're still testing it real time. We're testing it under live market conditions to make sure that everything goes as planned. But if you guys want to learn this strategy here, just go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Kodi Trades, and then go to live, go to the most recent mentoring session from March 20th. It was a 2-hour mentoring session. And we went over this strategy and Vincent's strategy as well. So we went over mine and we went over Vincent's version of it. This one right here. Bunch of examples there, and also discussed applying it on different assets. So Jacob said, wait, did we have a trade? Yeah, no, it didn't close below. Jacob, we were waiting for right here. It would have been good though. So there's a higher high. There's a sell signal. It didn't break below the second pivot, but we were waiting for it. If it closed below it, I would have taken it, and it would have obviously went straight to TP with like literally no drawdown. Right there. So it's all good. It's just gotta wait for the next one to come along. Would have been a solid entry though. Right. But yeah, if you guys haven't looked at the course yet, I recommend you guys do, because I have like over 30 strategies here that you guys can apply. They all work perfectly fine. It just depends on your trading style. If you like trading snipe strategies, I have a snipe strategy. If you like these momentum strategies, I have like 10 momentum strategies. There's a lot of different strategies that you guys can learn and apply. There's a V1 variation right there at this high-low reversal pattern. So, this might push up higher. There's no lower low there, so I can't take it for a buy. But yeah, looks solid. You got a buy signal there, but there's no lower low, so there's no entry available at that time. All right, now we are waiting again. There's a waiting game. This is probably the worst part about trading, just waiting, because you're just waiting for that one entry to come, and it's gonna come, and it typically happens when you're least expecting it. See, Jacob said he went in for a sell right now, stop loss above the high, TP all the way down, risk my slippage money from the previous trade. That's solid, Jacob. Yeah, $3 risk for a pretty big reward. Yeah, no, definitely that's a solid entry, I think. See, the only problem here that I would be against that type of entry is because I have a reversal pattern right here. If you get another reversal pattern right here on the high, then I would expect it to come down lower. So I'd be looking for like a V1, V2 variation, because if you have that, then it's probably going to continue dropping from that point. Will's asking, hey, Sean, do you still trade the momentum scalp and variation, or now you're focusing on the high-low? Well, for the live sessions, I'm only really focusing on the high-low right now. The variations and the regular momentum scalp still work perfectly fine. It's just lately those entries haven't been coming up, right? So like we haven't been able to take entries, but there's a lot of entries here that do come up. So there's one right here. This is a momentum scalp failure, right? That one right there hit full TP. There's a momentum scalp variation right here that hit full TP, and there's a momentum scalp right there, full TP. So 3 back-to-back full TPs right there. if you were to apply that strategy. Well, for the live sessions right now, I'm just focusing on this because we're testing this right here. I'm just trying to keep everyone on the same page, because the other strategy works fine, but it would still confuse people because 3 different strategies in one. This one here, it's a lot easier if you're just focusing on one. I could personally apply 3 different strategies, but it's just going to confuse a lot of people, right? Because not everyone knows all the strategies, and it's just a little more difficult for people to follow along, obviously. There's another momentum scalp variation that came up right here. Another full TP. There's a bunch of them that have been coming up. It's because the market's been moving a lot smoother now than it has been for the past couple of weeks. Past couple of weeks, market's been kind of slow. Which, the strategies still work perfectly fine. So it just depends on which one you plan on applying. Like, you can apply any of those strategies and they still work perfectly fine, but it just depends on your preference. So yeah, the momentum scalp variation, momentum scalp, you can see there's a lot of entries that came up from 6:30 up until now. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 entries that came up between 6:30 and 7. A lot of entries right there. Let's see. CJ said, Sean, those books you recommended really helping me stay calm right now. Oh, I know, right? Yeah, no, the trade psychologist coach or trading coach or whatever book, that book's really good. I just finished that. I'm listening to the Unknown Market Wizards right now. That one's pretty good as well. And they're all pretty good books. D said, right, when we switch strategies because not enough entries, now it switches back on us. I know, right? Yeah, I know, but from our testing, this strategy is like a lot more accurate. Or, I mean, it's not a lot more accurate, but it's easier to apply, because the problem with the previous strategies, the momentum scalp variation, is that you'd have to use multiple time frames, right? Not everyone's quick enough to identify things like that, like I am. Like, I'm able to identify things quickly because I can just eyeball a trade. Like, I can say this is bullish, I can say this is bullish, and I can say this is bullish as well. So it's easy to take these entries here for me, but it's difficult for other people. So I'm basically making it as simple as possible. Plus the back test from the strategy is just, it's unreal, right? All the trades from March, it's a 93.8% win rate, just applying one strategy, right? So by just focusing on one strategy, it prevents you from making mistakes. So that's why I've just kind of been focused on this one specifically. But I mean, all the other strategies still work perfectly fine. Every strategy I've introduced to you guys still works, and they're all perfectly fine. They just don't come up as often all the time, but you guys can still use them. Will's asking, okay, so you switched because there was no entry. No, it wasn't because of that. It was because of the confusion that people like. We'd be applying those strategies for months and people still didn't understand them. So this is a lot simpler. Plus, you only need one time frame. Plus, you don't have to identify a trend. Plus, you don't have to identify red flags. For the other strategies, there's a lot of red flags, right? You can't trade around these sessions, news price, etc. For this specific strategy, it doesn't matter. I disregarded pretty much everything and it worked perfectly fine. So we switched more so because of simplicity and the high win rate. The high win rate was fine. It's like, you're not going to get a ton of entries every day, but every entry is basically going to be a full TP. It's going to hit. So yeah, not because it hasn't been coming up. It's just because it's, the market's just a little different. It's just easier for people to apply this specific strategy, but they both come up around the same time. Yeah, Allison, the market has also been super ugly in her opinion. Yeah, no, and I agree too, Allison, 100%. Market has been ugly. It's been going back and forth, not really much of a direction. It just, there just hasn't been direction. Price has been going back and forth. Here's a clean chart, as you guys can see. Price, a lot of back and forth moving right now where price is currently at. Let's see. Will said, oh, so I see. So high low must come more often. No. So I think you like what I said just went over your head, Will. I said we went to the high low because it's simpler, right? Not because it comes more often. They both come very often. The other one actually comes more often because there's 3 strategies when applying those. It's not that it comes more often. It's just that this is easier to apply and it's simpler, right? So I just literally what I just said was if you're applying the other strategy, you have to look at multiple time frames. You have to look at the trend. You have to look at red flags. You have to look at all that stuff. For this strategy, you don't have to look at any of that stuff. You're just looking at one strategy on one time frame. So it's not that it comes up more often, it's that it comes up easier, and it also comes like it's easier to identify, and you only have to look at one chart. So you don't have to be flipping between charts to look at the entry, right? Because sometimes the problem with the momentum scout variation is that we would be looking at the entry, and then sometimes you won't have momentum on the time frames, right? Like you'll have a buy momentum here, or you'll have a buy momentum here and a sell momentum here. So even though the entry was coming up, you couldn't take it because the criteria is very strict. They're both high win rate strategies. It's just there's less criteria for this specific strategy. So it's less room for people to screw up when identifying entry points. Yeah, Frederick said, yeah, simple is not frequent. I like it so much, but it's not frequent. Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't come up more. It's just easier. It's a higher quality trade for less criteria. So it doesn't come up very often, but it does come up a good amount. Like they all come up around the same amount of times. It's just the ability to confirm it. It's not as difficult here because you're just looking on the 1 minute. You're not looking on the 1, 5, and 10. And you don't even care about these red flags here because my testing went through all of them. So I disregarded all the red flags here. I just have them up for reference, but they're not exactly used as something that we're avoiding anymore. Nice. Yeah, Jacob pulled out of the trade. His double bottom there. Yeah, probably a good idea to pull out of that, Jacob. Because yeah, this can easily just swing right back up, knock you out. Yeah, Zechariah said an LL, a lower low right now in this market would be a banger. Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking for too, Zechariah. I mean, that's literally all I'm looking for. So guys, if you guys haven't updated your high-low indicator, if you guys want to update it, just take it off your chart, go to your indicators, go to your invite-only scripts. I set it up where it's updated, where you can will show the higher highs and lower lows only. So if you go to the indicator right here, go to your settings, click on only high, lower, low, and you can see right there that now it only identifies higher highs and lower lows. It's necessary to have mono so that you can confirm that there is a high low in between. But if you're just back testing and just looking for possible entries, this is something that, like another cool tool that you can use if you want to take out the noise, because there's a lot of noise, right, that happens in between. You should keep it on though, because you want to make sure that you understand when there's high lows in between. But if you're just looking at specific things, or the reason why I came up with this was because I was looking for other ways to apply the strategy, right? Because it works out very well. Like you have a lower low, buy signal, push to the upside. Like you can possibly use it for other things. I mainly was using it for the Forex pairs over here. You can see that I don't have any that you can kind of change it up a little bit where it'll only show higher highs and lower lows. So it's kind of easy to identify tops and bottoms because the higher highs and lower lows are easier to point those out versus having high lows in between. Nice, Jacob made $200. Yeah, not bad for a quick little move there. Satnam said high-low break came like 4 times. All his strategies comes and works. Yeah, definitely, Satnam. Hey, Brock, how's it going? And we have Christian over here. Christian mentioned, I think that trading the simpler is better because if you overcomplicate it, it'll just cause you more stress. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you too, Christian. This strategy is super simple. Plus, it has a high win rate, right? 93.8% win rate. And it's the same across both strategies. So that's why I think personally as well, that this strategy is probably one of the main ones to focus on because it takes out the guesswork. I mean, you're literally just going over the steps one by one. Identify a higher high, lower low, identify valid momentum signal, identify price break and close past the pivots. And that's it. You enter the trade. So yeah, I agree with you guys. Simpler is better, especially if it's simple and it's quality. If it's simple and it's a quality entry, I think it's the best mix of a criteria for a strategy. Yeah, because my other strategies, they're not super hard, but they are a lot more complicated compared to this one. Because we're just looking at the 1 minute. We're not even looking at anything else. Even though we can look at the higher time frames right now are currently neutral. So you can see over here on the 4-hour prices in between the pivots, trend meter is currently blue for neutral, and prices in between the pivots where they're just going sideways. Same with the 1 hour over here, prices in between the pivots, trend meter is blue, pivots are just going sideways. And then lastly over here on the 30-minute, same thing. Neutral, 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 lower time frames, price is bullish on the 5, 10, and 1 minute time frames. Prices above the pivots, trend meters green, pivots are angling up. Obviously, price is going up right now. There's no lower low here, so we can't take this for a buy, unfortunately. Would have been nice though. Lower low and then a buy signal. But it's all good. Just gotta wait. All right. We are now still waiting. See if there's any new news that was released. All right. It says TikTok CEO set to face a grilling in House hearing. Lawmakers also have a tough question to ask. So looking over here at the indices, guys, everything's bullish. The Dow's currently up 278 points. S&P's up 46 points. NASDAQ's up 216 points. Russell 2K is up 20 points. And the VIX is currently down 7%. So with that said, it looks like, I mean, I don't know how long it'll hold up for, but it is still kind of pushing up a little bit. Looking over here at sentiment, let's refresh this real quick. Looks like people are starting to shift to a sell. So it's currently 55% long. It's now 53%. So it looks like a lot of people are pulling out for profit, and they're just uncertain as to where price is going to go. We also have Trump's grand jury updates over here. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they end up arresting Trump. He's gonna be the first president to ever be arrested. Like, I think so, right? For the first former presidency to be arrested and charged. That's crazy. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, I don't really care about politics, but I feel like a lot of that stuff is just it's just a cover for something else that's happening, right? Like everyone's so focused on Trump that nobody cares about what's going on with like TikTok or like any of this other stuff that's going on in the world. There's so much stuff going on today that it's hard to like focus on one thing. TikTok CEO is getting he's testifying right now. This is happening where the stocks are dropping. They have Trump getting arrested. They have Ukraine going on. I feel like a lot of the stuff that happens in the news, guys, is just it's a cover up for other stuff. So you don't pay attention to the other things that are going on. Yeah, CT said misdirection, exactly. So like there's other big things going on in the world, but everyone's focused on like Trump, or they're focused on other things going on. Like the stuff in Ukraine has been going on for how long now, right? The Ukraine-Russia war has been going on for, I think, over a year now. People basically forgot about it, but it's still going on. It's not like the war just ended. There's it's just a distraction. That's why I don't care about the news, guys, honestly. Like I just care if I'm making money in the market. So the news can do whatever can happen in the world as long as we're making money trading. I think that's the main thing. I don't watch news at all. I watch local news because it's always funny seeing stuff happening locally, but or not funny, but interesting to see local stuff happening. But I don't really care about what's going on around the world. Like I know there's a war going on. I know we're going to recession. As long as I'm making money trading, that's all that matters. So whatever can be happening around the world, as long as my strategies keep playing out, I mean, the world could be ending for all I know. And if we're profiting here on US30, that's all that really matters to most people for the For the most part. Yeah. Jacob said living in LA, citizens have some funny things sometimes. Yeah, no, it's crazy because I have some friends that, they're so big on news. Like every time I go out with people or like people I haven't seen in a while, they're like, oh, do you know what's have you been following what's been going on? And I'm like, nah, man, I don't know what's going on. Um, like if it has nothing to do with me, then I don't really care about it, to be honest. If it's messing with my trading, then okay, I'm gonna care about it. But if it doesn't, then for the most part, I personally don't care. And Deshaun said if the world ends, I just want to end it to while he's sleeping. Exactly. Yeah, Code said it's political theater. Yeah, I agree 100%. And he said, mind on my money, money on my mind. Exactly. Yeah. So the cool thing with us trading guys, is, since we're scalping, the news doesn't really affect us too much because we're usually in and out of these positions super quickly. If you're intraday trading or swing trading, the news is obviously going to affect your trades because like anything that happens can spike price in the other direction. So for me personally, since we only trade from 6:30 to 8 or 6:30 to 9, um, it doesn't really affect us too much unless it's something crazy, like if like Biden is speaking, right? Or if like some world event happened, that's where it would affect us. But for the most part, it doesn't really affect us too much. Yeah, Christian said even Kodi or Kai seem uninterested. I don't know who's the one on Sean's back. That one's Kodi. I don't even know where Kai went. Kai was here, but I don't know. He probably got annoyed at me like talking about nonsense right now. Took himself back to bed. Um, yeah, no, he left. You probably saw him walk away. Yeah, Cody's just behind me. If you see a brown dog behind me, that's Cody. Kai's the blonde one, so that's how you can tell who's who. Kai's a furry one, and Cody's usually the one that's near me. All right, guys, we're still looking for entry here. There's nothing for us to take, so don't worry. You guys are not missing anything. Looking back at the market from 6:30 until now, there were no entries. So looking over here, there's a higher high. Price broken close below here, but there was no straight push through. So just looking back, guys, from 6:30 until now, it's been about an hour in the market. There hasn't been any official entries. So don't worry, you guys have not missed anything. There's a couple entries that other people took today. Like there was a high-low scalp right here, but it's not one that I have taken because I'm only focusing on this one strategy right here. So don't worry, guys, the entry is going to come. It's just a matter of time until it comes up. It's just once the market starts actually moving. If you look over here, price is pretty much just ranging for the most part. I'll mark this up right here. There's a high right there. And there's a price is pushing up pretty heavy. All right, so there goes that bullish push. I don't know what's causing the bullish push right now, but price is pushing up higher right now. Let's check CNBC real quick. Barack, I just saw your message. All right, so there's a couple live news things that are going on right here. So let me just open these real quick. So I think these are the main things that are really affecting the market right now, guys. All right, so we have so here are the three or four main things that are going on. For one, today we have the Trump in like whatever is going on, the grand jury looking whether they want to arrest Trump or not. That's like one thing that's going on. The second thing that's really big that's going on right now is the TikTok CEO who's testifying. This is going on right now currently because they're looking to ban TikTok in the US. The third big thing is the Ukraine war, right? Ukraine war live updates. Ukraine signals counterattack to come very soon as Wagner mercenaries suffer large losses. So another big thing going on. And then here, with price raising earlier, obviously the corrections is due to happen. So I'm looking for something here to trigger the market. right? Something's going to have to trigger the market eventually, where price is going to either continue pushing up very heavily or it's going to come right back down. So at the moment, there's just nothing for us right now. We have another higher high right here that's pending, or it's currently up. If price swings back down, then great, we'll have a sell entry, but we just don't have that yet. Yeah, Dejan said, Devin, I wanted that higher high entry, and now he just wants to shoot up crazily. Exactly. Jacob said, check out his video that he posted over here. So some profits here from Patrick. So Patrick actually took the buys, price pushed up higher. Total profit of 1,195 for the day. All wins. Nice work, Patrick. Nice recovery from yesterday and a nice continuation of profits today. Some more profits from Patricia. She said testing out some new prop firms. Nice work, Patricia. So it looks like Patricia's trying out E8 again. I just talked to Jacob today. He used E8, I believe, and he said that it works pretty well. So Patricia over here is testing it out. Total profit of 726 for the day on E8. Nice work, Patricia. Yeah, if you guys see any good prop firms, let me know. I'll try them out myself too, if like they're reliable. Some more profits over here from Brock, currently up 6,280. Great work, Brock. Solid win right there. And his other account, total profit of 570 for the day. Nice work, Brock. Yeah, Brock said today's coming along good. First green hit. Yeah, just got to stay consistent. Here's Jacob. Jacob said slippage was like 800. So total profit of 1,080 for the day on Jacob's account. Nice work, Jacob. He's just been taking some speculative trades along the way. Hey, thanks, Jonathan. So Jonathan over here posted this book. If you guys haven't listened to this book, I just listened to this recently. It's the Daily Trading Coach. I have it on Audible, but it looks like Jonathan found the free version on YouTube. It's a pretty good book if you guys want to listen to it. I'll pin it on the chat. Here's Jacob's other account, total profit, or sorry, same account, but more profits. Total profit of 1,419 for the day. Nice work, Jacob. He's scalping hardcore right now. Let's see.
If you look over here, price is pretty much just ranging for the most part on this up right here. There's a high right there. And there's a
nice. It's a cool tool right there. I've never seen that tool before. It's the Jacob's entry right here. He pulled out. His price is kind of spiking around. He moved his stop loss too close and spiked him out. Oh no, actually it went straight to your TP. Nice. Yeah, he was adjusting it and then it went straight to his TP right there. His price just pushed up so heavily. Nice work, Jacob. Yeah, he forgot he had his TP on there. Some more profits from Eunice. Eunice is currently up 269 for the day. Right work, Eunice. Nice profits right there. And here's C-Soup's trade over here as well. Total profit on that one. So you took the buy right there for the high-low scalp. So guys, again, if you guys are not familiar with the high-low scalp, this is the one that I just discussed earlier. This is a trade that C-Soup actually just took. So price broke and closed past the structure right there, which is a higher high. He took the buy right there. And it went straight to his full TP. So great work right there, C-Soup, on that win. Again, if you guys are new here and you guys want to learn the strategy, this isn't the strategy that we're looking at right now, but this is a strategy that I introduced to you guys about 5 years ago. It still works perfectly fine. People have still been using it year after year, and it still hits pretty often. So if you guys want to learn that strategy, just go on the website, kodikaitrades.com, go on to unlock your free access right here. Once you're on the course, this is what the course looks like. You just need to scroll down. So you have a lot of course information here. Just scroll down to the scalping strategies. Right here, it's the scalping strategies, and go to the high-low scalp strategy right there. You guys will see where it says K2 Trades. If you guys are new here, the company used to be called K2 Trades, but we changed it to Kodi Kai Trades due to some copyright infringement. So there's a hedge fund that's called K2 Advisors, and they basically sued me because they wanted to monopolize the name. So you'll see a lot of the videos here that say K2 Trades, but it's just Kodi Kai. It's just I spelled it out this time. That was a headache. All last year I was dealing with that lawsuit. Now I'm finally done with it and it's a relief, but you'll see a lot of the old stuff still on there because it's a hassle to go and change everything. Some profits over here. Yeah, so Patricia, B's asking, did E8 fix their issues? Because it had insane fees. Yeah, B said E8 is very reliable, but before they had crazy fees and a lot on lots for indices. Yeah, and I agree with you too, B. That's why I never use them. They made it almost impossible to trade US30 with them. Martha said she took a high-low scalp. One variation, one momentum, total profit of 2,953. So great work right here, Martha. Total profit for the day on Martha's account is 2,953. She took about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades, one loss. And yeah, no, pretty solid. Yeah, great work, Martha. Yeah, so Patricia just had her input be in the chat. If you can see, she said, yes, much better now, no fees. And spread is around 190 to 195, not bad execution. It's nice. So no fees on indices. Yeah, good to know. Yeah, Jacob said, I've never had issues with E8, but I've only been with them for a few months. Yeah. So if that's the case, then, and Patricia said, and they also pay great. So, all right, perfect. If that's the case, then I might try out E8 in the future. The reason why I like E8 is because they are located in the US. I think they're located in Texas, I believe. So it's pretty solid. All right, man, let's get an entry. Getting impatient now. It's almost 8 o'clock, but still no entries. I'll hang around with you guys a little longer, closer to 9, I guess. I want to get at least one entry in, if possible. So I'll just hang out with you guys until we have an entry or until we get closer to 9. It's 8 o'clock right now. I typically don't stay till 9, but for my back test results, 9 is a sweet spot. So we can hang out for a bit and we'll see. Thanks, Patricia. Yeah, Patricia said it. So it's $100. It's $100 a lot is $100 for a point. So I'd probably use like a 10 lot then, right? Let me see. Patricia's profits. Oh, so the lot size looks about the same then, huh, Patricia? Yeah, it looks about the same. So using 100 lot on E8 is basically the same as FTMO and MFF. Yeah, B also mentioned that they don't have any trading day requirement and have an 8-day payout. Nice. Okay, awesome. No, thanks for the heads up, guys. Maybe I'll give them a shot. One thing, Patricia, do you know if they allow copiers? That's like the big thing for me, because like if the funding companies don't allow copiers, then okay, awesome. So they do. Thanks, B. Perfect. Yeah, no, thanks guys for the heads up. I've been looking for other funding companies to use after I got screwed over by TFF. Man, it sucks because like I'll see other people using TFF and they'll be good. And as soon as I do use them and get funded with them, as soon as I get funded, they change the rules, and then scalping just doesn't work with them anymore. Yeah, I'll try them out, Patricia. Thanks for the heads up. I'll check them out after the live. Yeah, Jacob said, I think most do offer copier now, because that's what most people use. Nice. Yeah, B also mentioned that they increased their drawdown for every payout too. Nice. Barack's asking, what's the split for E8? Is it 80-20 guys for E8? I'd assume it's 80-20. Okay, yeah, thanks, B. Yeah, Barack. B mentioned that for E8, it's a 80-20 split. I haven't used them yet though, guys, so I don't recommend you guys use them yet until like you've actually maxed out your FTMO. I get this question like almost every day, like which funding company do I recommend? The only one I can personally recommend is FTMO, because I haven't had any problems with them, and I've been using them for years now. So Becky's asking, what is the name of the EA? Sorry, Becky, which EA are you talking about? because we're talking about funding companies right now. So I'm just like, I'm kind of lost because we weren't talking about EAs. So I'm not sure which one you're referring to. Because the only EA I use is the FTMO Quick Trade Manager. But I think you might be talking about something different. Oh, E8. Okay, sorry, Becky. Yeah, I think thanks, Nadia, for letting for clarifying. Yeah, so we meant E8, Becky, not EA. Yeah, Becky. So Patricia's using E8. Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys. I think it's called E8 funding. Yeah, E8 funding. Yeah, this one right here. I haven't used them before, but they were like pretty shitty like back in the day. So I just never used them. But yeah, it's called E8 funding. I haven't used them yet, so I like don't take this from my word. Other people are giving their good reviews on it, but I personally haven't used it, so I can't recommend them. I only recommend stuff that I actually use, right? Whenever I use something, I'll tell you guys what I use, but I'm not going to recommend something that I haven't used yet. So if you guys want to try it out, feel free. But again, I have not tested it myself, so I can't tell you firsthand how good they are. The only funding company I can recommend is FTMO. So in my opinion, if you guys haven't maxed out your FTMO, there's no reason for you to do anything else because pricing is probably a little different. But at least with FTMO, you actually know that they're legit and you're not going to run into any issues. Yep, no problem, Becky. I didn't even think about that, Nadia. Thanks for mentioning that. Elevate. Yeah, Patrick mentioned that as well. So Patrick said she's hearing EA when you say EA. BSID Fund Index is good too. Gotcha. I'll check these out. Let's see. Allison's asking. I know this is probably a stupid question, but I've never made it this far with trading. When you get funded and start getting that income, what percentage is tax needed to be paid back, et cetera? I mean, it just depends on how you're accepting the well, I mean, it's going to be the same way because so the way that you're getting paid through it, Allison, is you're getting paid as an independent contractor. So whether you're running it through a business or not, you're getting paid as self-employment income. So you don't have to get taxed on it as capital gains because they're not trading profits. You're basically exchanging your experience and your expertise trading or reading charts for as a service, right? So like basically when you're trading with FTMO or any of these funding companies, you're not trading a real account. So you got to keep in mind that you're trading a demo account. So you don't know if they're copying it or not. That's why you don't have to pay capital gains on it because, you know, if you guys remember funding talent, like back in the day, funding talent like openly admitted that they were not copying anybody's trades. They're just making money off people failing challenges. So when you would get paid out by funding talent, I don't know whoever got paid out. I think I got one payout and that was it. If you ever got paid out by funding talent, you wouldn't be taxed capital gains because you never made money trading. You actually made money just trading their demo account, but it doesn't go through the loops and holes where you have to get taxed at rate. So you get taxed as self-employment income when you get paid out. And the percentage just depends on your case, right? Like if you're running it through a business, it's going to be taxed differently versus you doing it as sole proprietor. And if you have deductions and stuff like that. So it's something that you should talk with a CPA about. I mean, I can tell you about it, but I'm not a CPA, so don't take my word for it. But I've been doing it this way for years now, and it's you get taxed at a specific rate. It just depends on your self-employment. Like for me, I have a LLC. It's taxed as an S corp. I pay myself a salary, so I pay employee taxes, but it's a little taxed a little differently, the excess. So you should definitely talk with a CPA about that, but it's not capital gains. That's why I prefer to trade with funding companies versus my personal account, because with my personal account, I have to get taxed on that, like, 50% or so, or up to 50%, because you are paying capital gains on a real account. Yeah, no problem, Allison. So still no entries, guys. Don't worry, we're not missing anything. Yeah, Jacob said, yeah, start with FTMO, make your profit, and then expand later. Let's see if there's anything else here. CSIC mentioned, yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, if you guys are in the Zoom chat, just read what CSUK and Jacob mentioned. Because yeah, I mean, my CPA does everything. Well, I know how to do it myself, but my CPA is the one that cleans it up for me at the end of the year. I have everything classified, but at the end of the year, he just cleans it up for me, making sure that all my stuff is proper. See, Visual Trader is asking, do you trade futures or CFDs because your chart is future? So I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but YM and US30 is the same thing, right? So it doesn't matter if it's a future. I'm trading on for the indices. So I'm not trading the future. We're using the future data because this is the raw data. I paid for this data. This is the one that's directly from the CBOT, the Chicago Board of Trade. So this data is directly from the exchange. It's not from any broker. So we get the raw data here that's most accurate and the fastest. So we use this to identify our entries because all of these brokers, they copy this data, right? So the broker will set their own pricing and they'll set their own spreads and they'll set their own, whatever they need to, but everything is based off this data here. So if we have the fastest, most accurate data, either way, our entry is going to work out on the execution, whether it's indices, CFD, future, etc. It's the same thing, but I'm basically getting the data from the source. I'm not getting it from any broker. So it's it doesn't matter what you trade. You could trade the future, you could trade the CFD, you could trade the indice. It wouldn't matter because they're all based off this. So if you're trading off this here, you're gonna have the fastest data, perfect entry points, and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Jacob said it's an edge. Exactly. Yeah, because if you're scalping, you have to have like the best data. You can't be scalping on some subpar data. Because I'm sure if you traded on something like currency.com, like if you try to type in US30, these are all different brokers. So if you're trading off their data, but you're trading off FTMO or something like that, the data is going to be different. You want the data that's actually accurate. So to get the most accurate data, you want to pull the future from the actual exchange versus pulling it from any of these other brokers. Because yeah, if you type in US30, these are all indices here. 8cap isn't the best data. Currency.com is probably one of the closest to YM. Black Bull is okay. I don't think it's that great. Capital.com is not so great. Pepperstone used to be great. I don't know if it's good anymore. Global Prime is not so good. Every broker is different. So it just depends on which one you use. But like the thing that I started to notice when I traded the futures data, so I make my entries off this data here. I would always get in a little early. So I think this data is like maybe a split second or a little faster than FTMO. So whenever I enter a trade, I already cover the spread because I get in earlier before price moves on that specific broker. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of arbitrage, right? Like you'll see some people they'll have data that's faster than the broker. So they'll buy something on here because they see price go up and then they catch the breakout on their other broker because they got in like a few seconds earlier. So it's an edge that's very necessary for scalping. Let's see, Tommy, yeah, Jacob said I made money once on arbitrage sports betting. Yeah, exactly. You could sports bet on like an old website or a website that's like behind on time. So it's it makes a huge difference. And so if you guys remember, that was how people made a ton of money on funding talent. That's why funding talent went out of business because people were trading like this random exotic asset. Like they would look at it on TradingView and it was ahead like 5 minutes. So they would buy the trade on funding talent and then they would catch the huge spike up because they were like 5 minutes ahead. And then funding talent caught on to that. And that's how they went out of business because everyone was making a ton of profit and they couldn't pay people out because people were cheating. It's kind of the same thing, but it's like not as fast. Like you're maybe ahead a split second or so. Unless you're trading US30 on some super janky website, like a website that's like definitely scamming, then you could for sure get arbitrage on that because they probably have really old, like slow data. Yeah, exactly. Jacob said it's hard to do these days. I agree. See, Tommy's asking. This is a different Tommy, right? It's got to be a different Tommy. Yeah, because the other Tommy's not here. So yeah, Tommy's asking, I'm looking at the same chart, but I do not seem to have the same data as a paid version or something else. Yes, it's CME Group for $5 a month. Tommy. So yeah, you have to pay for that data because if you don't, it's going to say delayed. So if you're not paying for the YM and you pull it up, if you click on this right here, it's going to say delayed. It's delayed like I think 10 or 15 minutes. So yeah, you do have to pay for it, but I think it's well worth it. You know, $4 or $5 a month is enough to cover. You could make one trade, and that one trade will cover your whole like lifetime subscription of of CME Group data. Yeah, exactly. Frederick said, I would love to have a fast server where I can get my edge super duper fast, even if it's 2 seconds. Yeah, no, exactly. It's that's why we use this data, because this data is faster. So if you like, for example, if you put this side by side with your FTMO, you'll see that this is actually moving like a little bit faster. Like right now, this red candle showed up and it was still like flat on FTMO, or it was still green. Like right here, it's red right now and it's green on my FTMO. So it's a little faster, not a lot faster, but you know, it's fast enough. All right, we got the higher high right here. If this breaks and closes past the blue pivot right there, it's a possible entry for a sell. Just got to wait for that to close. The volatility is very slow right now, though. So just keep that in mind, guys. Volatility is super slow. See, Jacob said he already entered a sell. So we'll see. Hopefully this continues down. So he just continues the move from where it's at. Yeah, so this is one thing that I noticed as well, guys. So if you guys see an abnormal wick like this, so see how this wick is huge, right? And then you have a higher high. Odds of this coming down are very likely. That's basically how Jacob made his like 37,000 yesterday, because he was looking for these like big wicks, and if they have a higher high on them or a lower low on them, odds of it pushing up higher are very likely. Like for example, right here, right? There's a lower low, huge wick on the bottom end, and price pushes up pretty nice. They don't come up very often because they're pretty abnormal, but when they do come up, they usually play out. So just something to keep in mind. Yeah, because Jacob sent me a screenshot of what he was doing yesterday when he made like that 37,000. He said like literally all he was doing was he was taking entries at these points. So you see how there's big wicks right there? If there's a higher high right there, it's usually going to push down. Right here is a huge wick, lower low, pushed up. Higher high, huge wick, pushed down. So yeah, no, it's a solid confluence if you see an abnormal wick like that. Nice. Jacob said he was in that trade for 4 seconds. Yeah, solid. So there's still no entries for us yet, guys. I'm looking for the sell signal. I don't know if we'll get a sell signal now because we currently have a high low in between. Unless like the candle just drops down super heavy immediately after this. Yeah, Allison said, go off, Mr. Wick Master. Exactly. All right, so we're still waiting for this here, guys. We don't have anything yet. If this provides a sell signal and it closes down lower, then this might be coming down from there. Yeah, I'll see Frederick said he also sees at 727. Yeah, like right here. So this one right here, I wouldn't consider it, Frederick, because, well, I know the wick is big, but I personally wouldn't consider it because it wasn't a higher high. But if this here was a higher high, I would expect it to come down like, like it did here. It's just from my experience and my preference. It just works out very well. Like, let me see if I could go on a higher time frame over here. Add the new high-low indicator on there. Yeah, so here's the 10-minute time frame. I'm just going to play around with this here. I'm going to show you because there's more candles that you can see on the 10-minute. So I'll go over here real quick. I'll just turn everything off and I'll just turn on the thought I added a new indicator to it, but I guess not. Right, indicators, invite only, high, low. Yeah, so like for example, right here, right, Frederick? So see how there's a huge wick right there? And there's a higher high. This is a 10-minute time frame too. Higher high, huge wick. It's a huge win right there. You can take that for like stop loss at the swing, and you take that for a 2-to-1. 1,400 pips right there. Huge move. It doesn't work always, but that's why you'd use a negative risk toward. Again, right here, higher high. I don't know if that wick would be huge, but it looks kind of big to me for the most part. Same thing. 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 if you wanted to. Again, right here, right? Higher high. There's 2 higher highs actually. Huge wick. And you would have caught like the big drop from that point. Yeah, lots of opportunities. This is why it's useful to have my indicators, because I created these indicators for this specific reason. You can see patterns very easily. So yeah, if anyone wants to play around with it, a lot of different ways. Now that I've updated the indicator, you can turn off you can just set it where it's only higher highs and lower lows too. So it makes a big difference. So unfortunately, no entry right here, guys, because there's a bunch of high lows in between, but it looks like your trade still, or if you took a sell there, still running as it goes through. Yeah, and also Zechariah mentioned there was also a bearish engulfing candle. Yeah, within it, right? Same one right there, big red candle. Yeah, that was one of the first strategies that I used to apply. Zechariah, that was one of my favorite strategies, the engulfing candle. Yeah, unfortunately, this is not a valid signal, guys, or a valid entry, because the higher highs right here, but there's also high lows in between. It's like this market today just has not been very smooth. I was hoping it moved smoother today, but it's not. Yeah, exactly. Frederick said trading is simple. I think we complicate it. Funny, you can trade only on high low indicator or pivots alone. Just master one and have a good RR, and you're good. Yeah, and you're home and dry. Exactly. That's exactly what I agree with too, Frederick. All right, Zachariah, identify this lower low right here. We got to make sure that this candle does not close above the pivots though, because you can see how it's kind of bouncing around. Got to make sure that it's not closing. Okay, so if we get a buy signal right here and it breaks and closes past the pivots, this will be an entry for a buy. Volatility is extremely slow right now. Only markup news price right here. 8 o'clock. Clean that up. All right, so we had another lower low right here. This is fine. Yeah, I'm finding price drops even lower from where it's currently at. Here we go, this waiting game. $19. See. 20. Yeah, risk's too high. So I'm taking this on my personal account, guys. I mean, you guys don't have to take it. Just taking it to see how it plays out. So I'm just testing the strategy. The only way to really trust the strategy, guys, is if you guys take the entries, right? So I took this right here for UJ for a buy. I had a double body right there. Oh, fuck, I just messed it up. I screwed this up. This is actually not a good trade. I gotta get out of it. I thought this was a lower low, but it was actually a high low. So I kind of screwed up on this. It's okay. I'll come back to it later. Yeah, I screwed up. I jumped into this without looking. I'm just gonna pull out for profit. Gotta wait for it to push up a little bit. Cover the spread. I'm gonna let it run for a little bit because I gotta cover the spread and I cover the fees off that trade. But I screwed up. I didn't realize that this was a high low, not a lower low. It's all good. I'll come back to it later. I think it's going to come up though, because I'm looking at UJ. This one's still running on the 4-hour. So I still do expect it to push up. It's just, this is not a valid entry. I screwed up by looking at it. I wasn't paying attention to, I got to turn off this thing. That's why. Okay. There we go. Now I know where it's only a higher, lower, low. I'll pull out of that later. But I'm just testing that one out as well. It's just a longer hold strategy. Looking for entry over here for US30. There's still nothing for us to take right now. There's a lower low right here. We need a buy signal to break and close above the pivots right here. If it breaks and closes past it, then that's going to be the entry right here. DeJohn said market's trying to bore us, but entries are going to come. Yeah, exactly. All right, so we're still waiting for this here. Question from Tommy. Tommy's asking, Bitcoin's pumping like crazy. Does your strategy apply to Bitcoin? So we looked at it on Monday during the mentoring session, and it does look like it works. The only problem with Bitcoin, because I don't trade Bitcoin, but from what I've heard from other people, is that the spread's like super wide. So it does work, but you have to figure out, you know, what your TP stop loss would be, because that's kind of what would like throw you off. Because you know, if you're scalping on Bitcoin, you're gonna have to go for a bigger move if you got to cover like a super wide spread. So for me, from what I saw, it works. I can even pull it up for you right now, actually. Just give me 1 second. All right. So there's no entries for us right here, guys. Don't worry, we're not missing anything. I'll go over here to Bitcoin real quick just to show you guys. So this is the Bitcoin futures. I mean, I don't even know what time frame you would trade on because I don't trade it, but I guess if you were to look back to what happened like earlier this morning, let's see if there's any entries here. All right, so there's one right here. Same strategy that we're applying here for US30. You can see there's a lower low right there, buy signal. This would be an entry right there. I don't know what the TP stop loss would be because obviously I don't trade this. If you let the trade run, looks like it hits TP right there. So it's the same strategy, lower low, bullish momentum signal breaks and close past pivots 2 and 3 right, or 1 and 2 right there. Full TP. It hits right there, but if it doesn't hit your TP, pull back and then it blasts right through it right here. So yeah, I mean, obviously it looks like it works. I personally don't know. I can't say for sure because I haven't tested it, but I mean, it looks like it works. Another entry right here. There is a higher high, sell momentum right there. It's breaking, closing past the pivots. That'd be your entry. You let the trade run and it goes right through the TP. So I think it's enough to cover spread. I just, you know, as I mentioned, I don't trade it, so I can't tell you for sure. Oh, no way. Okay, so traded on Binance. All right, so that's another thing I can play around with, Tommy. Thanks for the heads up. And if that's the case, I could trade Bitcoin all day because it looks like it works very well. Now that I'm kind of just looking back right here. Yeah, there's a lot of money to be made trading this. Again, right here, higher high, sell signal with momentum right there, breaking, closing past the pivots. Same setup. Yeah, full TP. So again, right there, another full TP. There's like 5 back-to-back full TPs right here. And this is on the 1 minute time frame. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, Jacob said, Sean, let's get that robot up and running. Yeah, once I get, if I automate this and just run it on Bitcoin like 24 hours a day, that'd be pretty crazy, right? Because there's so many entries here that come up and they all work. Yeah, got me excited. B said it would be impossible with the fees on exchanges. Yeah, so that's what B mentioned that the last time. Tommy said spread on FT mode Bitcoin is like 8 to 10 pips, zero on Binance. Yeah, B said you can't trade Binance in the US. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, guys. I'm not familiar with Bitcoin, so I can't really say, but I guess it's something to look into. If you guys can trade Bitcoin, it looks like it works very well. So I mean, it's worth a shot if you guys want to try it out, but I have no experience with it, so I can't really tell you exactly what, right? Wish I could, but I don't. Okay, so if this closes above the pivot, guys, this will be an entry for a buy. You got to wait for it to actually close above it, though, right? You can't be on the line. It has to be clearly past it. It's got 15 seconds left on there. 10 seconds. Yeah, 5 seconds right here. I'd rather have it close without a momentum. Okay, perfect. It didn't actually close. So we have another possible opportunity right here. The candle didn't close. We got to wait for this next candle here to possibly close with a buy signal. Yeah, Frederick said want to automate K2 as a bot EA. It's not up to me, but I wouldn't recommend. No, yeah, I know. And I agree with you too, Frederick. We've tried to automate the strategies in the past, but the problem with the market conditions is that so a lot of my strategies, we had red flags, right? So we couldn't automate them because you can't really factor in news or news price into the EA, right? So we never really got around to it. The strategy is a little different because you don't have to incorporate news and stuff. But and I agree with you too, Frederick. I personally don't like EAs because one mistake can really blow up the account, or it'll also get on the radar of other algorithms, right? Like a lot of the high frequency hedge funds and stuff like that. Once they get like we get on the radar, they're gonna start trading against me. So for me personally, yeah, it's probably another reason why I don't think would be a good reason to automate. So I agree with you, Frederick, 100%. I think that's our main goal here at K2, right? Our main goal is to stay under the radar. I mean, I got on the radar enough for like that other hedge fund to find me. They're like one of the huge hedge funds that had this similar name. So I'm trying to remain and stay below the radar because I don't want people to know like what we're doing necessarily. Not people as a whole, right? Let's see what else we got over here. All right, so we're still waiting for there's no entries, guys. Unfortunately, it's 8:30 right now. So we still got 30 minutes till 9. So we still got some time here. I didn't realize I was gonna be waiting this long for an entry, which is crazy because if you look at our results, like there's at least some entries before now. I think there hasn't been one day where there isn't any entries before 830 in like the entire month. I don't think there's ever been any day where there's no entries before 8. It's crazy. Today's the only day. It's the one day I decided to stay on late. No entries. Yeah, exactly. Frederick said he prefers to have interaction with the market. Yeah, and I agree with you too, Frederick, 100%. Yeah, Tommy said just keep in mind that 1 pip on Bitcoin is $1, not 0.01 or anything like that. So right now, 100 pips is roughly 0.38% move. Good to know. Thanks, Tommy, for the heads up. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the calculations for Bitcoin as much because I don't really trade it. Well, that's good to know. All right, some more profits over here from a couple people in the group. We have Allison over here. She said, been on FTMO for 4 days now. Happy to finally see some consistency with profits. So Allison over here is currently up 7,740. Nice work, Allison. Yeah, it's just a rinse and repeat of the process. Figure out what you're doing good and just stick to it. You got Jacob over here. He said total for the day. He's done. He's doing his own thing. Total profit of 2,532. Solid work right there, Jacob. And then some more profits over here on his 4-second trade. Total profit of 4,060 for the day. Nice work, Jacob. We got Kevin over here. He's currently at 48,890. Pretty crazy. He said it retraced the whole candle from the drop yesterday, rejected right from it. Wonder if it's going to crash right back down. This market is crazy. Yeah, Kevin, huge profits right there as well. Nice work, Kevin. We have Brock over here, total profit of 1,090 for the day. Great work, Brock. 2 wins, no losses. All right, guys, solid profit so far. I'm still waiting for my entry here. It's 8:30. Here's a news event right here at 8:30. I'll just mark up news price. Not that it matters, but whatever, we'll mark it up anyways. Christian just said the high-low scalp will hit. Yeah, so if you guys take the high-low scalp, there's one that came up right here, guys. I didn't take it. I probably should have taken it, but it's okay. I'm not trying to get FOMO here. But okay, so the strategy I was mentioning earlier, guys, there was a lower low right here. Price broke and closed past it. That would have been an entry for a high-low scalp. Looks like Christian took it there, or he might have taken it, and then full TP right there. So if you guys took it, great. If you guys didn't, it's completely fine. I'm still waiting for my entry here. We have a lower low right here. If we get a buy signal that breaks and closes past the pivots, possible entry for a buy. But again, you got to wait for it to actually close. All right, pending buy signal right there. Let's see if it actually pushes up. Nice. Sisu caught it. Maria caught it. Christian caught it. Great work, guys. If you guys caught that high-low scalp, nice work. If you guys did it, it's fine. I didn't take it myself. So obviously not counting as any type of trade here. The only trades we count towards the results are the ones that I personally take myself. So if I tell you I'm taking it, then it's going to count, whether it's a win or a loss. But if I tell you I'm not going to take it, we'll follow it, but it's not going to count because I'm only counting the ones that I'm personally taking. Just to be transparent with you guys, because I don't want you guys to think that I'm like, calling a bunch of trades and only taking the good ones. Like I'm literally telling you if I'm taking, like, for example, if we get a buy signal here and it breaks and closes past the pivots, I'm going to take this one. But it's got to be a clear entry. It can't be like a maybe entry. It's got to like for sure close above it and have a buy signal. So you got to wait for it to actually close. Let's see, I got into this one here, guys. Watching it on my end. Full TP. Right, guys. So I told you I was waiting for it. It closed. I got in. Full TP. There goes my entry for the day. So hopefully that made sense, guys. I'm trying to be 100% transparent with you guys. I'm not lying, but like I'm not going to try to sugarcoat anything, right? Because you see a lot of people who trade live and they sugarcoat. They don't tell you everything that they're doing. They kind of just enter a trade and they're like, oh, here's my profits. But you're like, okay, where did you enter? Or why didn't you say anything? So I said I was going to take it here, took it, full TP, blasted right through, and right straight to TP. So if you guys took it, great work. I'll take a screenshot of my profits. You guys can see it's that easy. Like if you guys learn this strategy, we've been sitting here for like an hour and a half and it finally played out. So yeah, full TP on that, guys. Hopefully you guys locked in profit on it. Take a screenshot of my profit. If we don't see anything come up soon, guys, I'm just going to wrap it up for the day because this is like crappy market. I know I was going to stay on until 9, but I'm getting frustrated already with waiting for these entries to come up here. So let me, of course, there was slippage on my other accounts, but whatever. It is what it is. Slippage on my MFF accounts. My FTMO, slippage on one account, but it wasn't horrible. Only off by a little bit. Let me log in real quick. So I'm still looking for entries, guys. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet, but if I don't see anything come up anytime soon, then I'm not going to force anything. All right, guys. So congrats to everybody who took that trade with me. Hopefully you guys are paying attention, listening. You made this this hour wait with me worth your while. Because man, that was a long wait. I haven't seen the market move this slow. Not really this slow, but this point where it hasn't given any entries in a long time. So, all right, take a screenshot of my profits for the day. Didn't make a crazy amount, but it'll do. All right, so let me post up my profits right here. There is all my accounts. I'm gonna take my individual profits as well. Are they all different? Yeah, they're all different. Okay. So I got a screenshot of every single account. The good thing is that I got the green strip. I've been waiting for that green strip for like all week because the market's been so choppy that it won't give me the green strip. It'll close me out in profit, but it doesn't give me the green strip. Now I have the green strip that gives me confirmation that, okay, I let the trade run and it hit my TP. Thanks guys for waiting with me. I was really gonna be kind of pissed if like we got off this live session and I didn't get a trade because we've been waiting on this for like all morning and I just hate wasting time, right? Like I hate sitting on the chart all day and then not getting an entry. I know it's a bad habit because no trades is better than a loss. But if you're waiting on this with me for like 2 hours, we're gonna get a trade. Like we're leaving with something, whether it be like partial or full, but we got this. Natasha said she's annoyed she didn't get the green strip. I know it doesn't happen every time, but when it does happen, it's a good feeling because you actually like trusted your trade. Let it run to full TP. All right, I think I'm done taking screenshots of my profits. I don't see any other trades here, so don't worry, we're not missing anything. I guess this is well worth the wait. Here, I'll show you guys my profits. So I post that up there. And if you guys want to post your profits up, feel free to post yours up as well. But it was well worth the wait, man. It's hard sitting here waiting for an entry to come up. Okay, so here's the trade that we took, guys. The one that we literally just took right now. That was a buy entry right there, full TP. Here's my all my accounts on my copier. You can see the slippage, of course. I'll go over them individually. So my main FTMO right here is my #1 account, green strip right there, full TP, total profit of 1,040. Supposed to be 1,000, little slippage in my favor. Here's my FTMO #2 copier, locked in 940, some slippage there, should have been 1,000. My MFF over here, 870, should have been 1,000 as well. My MFF #2, total profit of 920. And then my MFF #3, total profit of 900. So total profit, across my account so far, which is not horrible. I mean, with one account, yeah, it's not great, but I have multiple accounts. So when you have multiple accounts, it adds up. It's like taking 5 trades off that one entry. So total profit today is about 4,670. I think that was well worth the the 2 hour wait for us here. So not bad. Let's copy this over and I'll look over everyone else's profits as well. All right. That's good. I'm just going to copy this over to my own profits for the day. And let's see what everybody else did. So we have Jacob over here, total profit of 5,975 for the day. Took a full TP off that last trade that we just took. So nice work right there, Jacob. We've got, scroll over here real quick, make sure I'm not missing anything. We've got Brock over here. He took the trade with me. He said he took the official buy with me. Total profit of 1,610 off this account. Nice work, Brock. Here's Brock's other account, total profit of 2,380. Great work, Brock. And here's his other trade right here as well. Total profit of 2,920. Great work, Brock, all around. We have Chow over here. Nice profit on that. Total profit of 940. Great work, Matt. Matt locked in slippage to full TP, claimed back from the loss yesterday. Yeah, you're only down like a little bit, right? You're down like 1,600. You need one more win, Chow, and then you're good. Back in a profit. We got Nelly over here, total profit of 1,380 for the day. Nice work, Nelly. Brock's done for the day. Yeah, let's wrap it up, Brock, if you're done. And then we have Patrick over here, total profit of 300 on this account. Yeah, he said market was crazy today, but I'll take the profit. Yeah, no, I would too. Crazy spikes, right? All right, so I think that's it for the profits right now. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, we'll probably look for maybe one more trade. If not, it's getting close to 9, so. No entry here. There's a higher high, but price is breaking, closing past the pivot. So unfortunately, no entry off of that. Here's Surin. Nice, Surin. Total profit of 433 for the day. All wins for Surin. Great work, bro. Yeah, I haven't seen you post in a while. Good to see that you're back on it. Allison's asking, how do you connect the quick trade to TradingView? That is killing me doing it manually. TradingView. Are you talking about FTMO or MC4, Allison? Because there's no quick trade manager for TradingView. For TradingView, you already have it. So what do you mean by doing it manually? Do you trade directly on TradingView or do you trade on MC4? Because none of us trade on TradingView. Everybody trades on MC4. I'm just I think you might be confused with the platforms. MT5, you can still download it for MT5. If you go into the course, Allison, there's a whole module for that. So if you go down here to getting started, go to the or go over here to the module 2, says the basics using the MetaTrader 4 platform. I mean, there's options for both MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. I would probably use MetaTrader 4 because that's what we all use, unless like you have to use MetaTrader 5. I don't know. There's maybe like 2 people in here that use MetaTrader 5, but this module explains how to install it for MetaTrader 4. It's the same thing though. So you can pretty much do the same thing, but for MetaTrader 5, so if you click on that right there, I made a video explaining how to install it. And then there's the quick trade manager down here. So just follow the instructions here, and then it'll show you how to install the quick trade manager, which pretty much automatically sets your TP stop loss for you, so you can get in and out. Yeah, no problem, Allison. I was just a little confused when you mentioned TradingView because I was like, we don't even trade on TradingView. So I figured you meant MetaTrader 4. Yeah, D said 5K for an hour wait, I think is pretty good. I know it's good. It's a good exchange, right, D? Zechariah said, unfortunately, had to close the entry with a $1 loss on his end. Oh, it sucks. Yeah, I think so. You might want to use the quick trade manager as well, Zechariah. So like, when we're waiting for the for the entry here, whenever we're waiting for it and actually closes, just if you have the quick trade manager, you can just hit buy or sell, and then it automatically sets your TP stop loss. That's why for me, I didn't really do anything. I just hit buy, and then it automatically closed me out right there in profit within a few seconds. So yeah, for YouTube, Zachariah, if you want to install that tool, or if you're using FTMO, you can install the tool here. If not, there's this other tool called the Depth of Market, which is it's built into MT4. It's a little different, but it does the same thing. It also depends on your broker too, Zachariah. So make sure that your broker is okay with scalping, right? Some brokers have extremely wide spread. That might have been your problem, or they have really bad execution times. So just something to keep in mind. Let's see, CJ mentioned for Jacob's wick strategy, what's the minimum size of wick we should look for? I don't think there's a specific wick size, like there's no measurement to it, CJ. You just have to look and see if like there's like it just has to be abnormal, right? Like there's no specific size to it. It's just looking at it and you're like, okay, this thing's huge compared to every other wick. So it's more of a subjective way of applying it, but I don't think there's like a specific there's a specific measurement for how big it has to be. Yeah, exactly. Jacob said it's based off experience. I agree 100%. Allison said, I don't know if I can get MT4. Yeah, so if you go to the MetaTrader 4 website, guys, it's super simple. A lot of people like screw it up. I don't know how, but a lot of people screw it up. So if you go to the MetaTrader 4 website, yeah, what's up with this thing? I can't drag it over. All right, so a lot of people screw this up, right? The reason why you keep downloading MetaTrader 5 probably, Allison, is because you're clicked on MetaTrader 5 right here. You have to actually click on MetaTrader 4. And then if you have an Apple, make sure you click on this X. Everybody clicks on this Apple right here, but this is for the computer. This is for your iPad. And if you hover over it, it even says right there, it's for iPhone and iPad, but people always click on this and it's not the right app. You have to click on this right here if you have a Mac computer. So it's a common thing that people like kind of screw up. You go to the MetaTrader 4 website, it's like default at MetaTrader 5. So you got to click on MetaTrader 4 and then click on this if you have a Mac. Don't click on the Apple because this is for iPhone and iPad. This is for the actual computer. So yeah, hopefully that'll help, Allison. I'm pretty sure it should work because the download is still there. I still download it and other people download it every day. So, all right, there's still no entries, guys. Looks like we might not get anything over here, but we have to, I mean, we'll see what happens. It's already 8:46, so it's getting close to 9. So I don't think there's going to be any entries for us right here. Tommy's asking, what is the name of the tool again to set TP stop loss automatically? I use the FTMO Quick Trade Manager, but you have to have an FTMO account to use it. You can't be using it with, where'd my mouse go? No, the mouse dead. Oh, fuck. That was weird. I was like moving my mouse around the whole screen. I couldn't find it. But yeah, it's called the FTMO Quick Trade Manager, Tommy. But you have to have an FTMO account. So if you don't, you can use this other tool called a Depth of Market. That's the built-in tool into MT4. It's just not as accurate. Awesome, cool. Thanks, Jacob. Yeah, Jacob's he's gonna make a Loom video for us so we can see the tools that he's using. Awesome. All right, guys. So let me see. One question from Christian. Christian's asking, that's Vince's strategy, right? Which one are you talking about, Christian? Let me see if I can find one. I don't see any entries over here, Christian, with regard to, oh, there's a possible entry right here. I just don't like how this candle is moving. So I don't think this is even a close properly, but this is a possible entry here as well. If it closes above, it's just the candle keeps disappearing. Yeah, it's not going to be an entry. It looks like it's not going to close with the buy signal. Yeah, there's no entry there. So Christian, looking over here, this is not Vincent's strategy because price already broke and closed on this previous candle, Christian. Price has to break and close past it or has to break and close after it. So it's either got to close before it or it's got to close after it. This here wouldn't be an entry because the higher high here was already below it. So for one, it's not an entry because this was already below it. For two, it's when it wasn't an entry because this was already below it. And then for three, it wasn't an entry because the sell momentum is already past the pivot 3. So 3 different reasons why it wouldn't be an entry. Yeah, this is Vince's strategy that's currently pending right now, though. So this one right here is pending, like Dan mentioned. I'm not looking to apply it personally, but if you guys want to take it, you guys are more than welcome. I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm not going to take it myself. It's getting really close to 9, so I think I might be wrapping this up soon. So here's a possible entry for Vince's strategy. Actually, it's not. So it didn't close with the momentum signal. There's no entry there. I just got to keep waiting for the next one to come. But for the most part, I think this might be it for this session. I don't really see anything else coming. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I know it was a long wait for that one entry, but I'm glad that it did hit. So it's a key thing there. Here's a Gion over here. Gion total profit of 540. Nice work, Gion. Solid profit on that one right there. Consistency. Just guys keep up the consistency, guys. That's a main key for everybody. Yeah, it looks like it only gave Gion like partial profit. Might have been some slippage, Gion. Happens sometimes, but it's all good. Just got to live with it. Yeah, yesterday, MFF was giving me some crazy slippage. If you guys saw my profits from yesterday, I made 1,000, I think, on the other account. Yeah, I made 910 on my FTMO, and they gave me like 295. Or actually, because I used a half lot size, sorry. That's what screwed me over. But it still gave me a lot of slippage, though. Yeah, might as well just take it, bro. All right, Satyam, we'll see you back here tomorrow as we close out the trading week. All right, guys, it's getting close to 9, so I don't think there's any entries that are going to come up from now until then. So if you guys have any questions, you guys are more than welcome to email me, Sean@KodiKaiTrades.com, or you guys can message me on Telegram @KodiKaiTrades. Again, if you guys are brand new here and you guys want to view my live sessions, I trade live every day, Monday through Friday. Just go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/KodiKaiTrades. Click on subscribe and turn on notifications. Whenever I go live, YouTube will send you an email saying, okay, here's Sean is going live. Here's the link and you guys can watch. I go live every day. You can go up to my YouTube channel, trade live Monday through Friday, have my mentoring sessions every Monday. And this is clockwork. You know, I never miss a day trading. I never miss a mentoring session unless it's like pushed back to a different date. But for the most part, yeah, if you guys want access to this, it's completely free. If you guys want to learn the strategies that I just discussed, you can go on the website, KodiKaiTrades.com, click on unlock your free access. You'll get access to the course right here. You know, my goal here isn't to charge for anything, right? I make so much money from just trading that I don't really need to charge for stuff. Unless you guys want access to my indicators, because it does cost me money to have, you know, coders and engineers update the indicators when necessary. So that's like the only cost really. But I'm pretty sure if you guys do make that decision, it'll pay itself off. Like for example, today, you know, just a little highlights for some profits. Gian made 500 today. You know, the one trade would cover the entire subscription basically. CERN over here made 433. It's a 1 day of trading. Patrick over here 300 for the day. Anelli 1,300 for the day. Chow total profit 940 for the day. Barack total profit 2,900. You know, the list goes on. I can keep going. Jake over here 5,900 for the day. You know, one trade can literally cover all of your expenses for like months on end. So all right, guys, other than that, I will see you guys back here on Friday for the next live session as we officially wrap up the trading week. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys.